from the Thunder in the East release. That is Roundness with We Could Be Together. Kind of Ozzy meets Yes. Sounded like, that's what it sounded like to me. And just before that, we heard King Diamond with The Invisible Guest going out by way of request to Ben Benjamin. And Iron Maiden with The Trooper for Sal going out to our great President Trump.
Well, there you go. Of course, Sal would leave a love note to the president.
But doesn't that riff and that Roundness song sound like Bark at the Moon or something?
It does, yeah. It has that dun 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 dun.
I mean, listen to the beginning of this song. I thought I was listening to Ozzy or something. Check this out real quick.
Let me play it because the compression.
Oh, you can't hear it?
The compression takes the music right out of it.
All right. Well,
what is the song?
We Could Be Together, a Roundness, Thunder in the East.
Together. Let's see. I'll play it real quick. Oh. Playing it quicker than I wanted to. Here we go. Present. You know what it is? It's Never Know Why. Let's pull that one up. Ozzy,
is
Never
that what
Know
it
Why.
Is?
I think so. Never Know Why.
Bark at the Moon.
Bark at the Moon. I don't think it's that.
It's another one.
Yeah. It's that's Never Know Why. Let me maybe
No, that's not it.
'Cause you'll never know why.
No, that's not it.
We rock.
Somebody in the chat room will get it. I'm sure they will.
Let's see.
I can hear it in my head, but
I can too.
It's not Never Know Why though. It's one of his hits, one of the popular songs.
Let me listen to it a little more here. Let's try Suicide Solution, which is in the chat.
All right.
Oh, who gives a shit? Stop protecting me, you faggots. That's not it either.
That's not either. People look to me and say,
is that I Don't Know?
That might be it. That might be it.
Doesn't help that neither of us are the biggest Ozzy fans ever either, does it?
That might be it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the one. That's it, right there.
Yep, that's it.
All right.
People look to me and say, is he near when is the final day?
Yeah, that's definitely it.
That's it. Who came up with that?
Wow, I can't believe it. A normal retard in the chat room, Sal.
Sal. Good for
Sal.
you, Sal. All right. So I knew that sounded familiar. It's just like I just can't put my finger. Which song is it?
Yeah.
God damn it! Now play that Roudness song.
Pretty similar, yeah. Similar, yeah.
I think Ozzy should issue a cease and desist immediately from a 1985 record.
Y'all reaching like a midget for a spoon drum.
Exactly. That's us. Hey, I'm gonna have to agree with whoever made that comment earlier in the first segment. We fucking suck.
We do.
We suck a bag of dicks.
That's right. But you listen anyway. So
Right.
who's really stupider, us or you?
Right. What can I say? We suck a bag of dicks.
Sal didn't even know who Pantera was. Good point. See, I like doing that too. Just pit them against each other and then watch them fight.
That's funny.
All right. Well, very good. What are we talking about here?
Well, since we brought up President Trump,
Yes.
seems like the tides have turned
In what way?
in the way that the libs are now living with the nightmare that they created
Okay.
of the cancel culture.
Okay.
The libs created cancel culture by way of this guy said this, or this person thinks this, or this guy posted that, and they should have their livelihood taken away from them. We need to cancel them immediately.
Right.
Well, now they're living with the fallout from that.
Okay.
Jack Black,
Yeah.
did you see that?
Oh, I saw that.
All right. Can you pull up that very small clip? It's like 45 seconds long. If you don't have it, I can send it to you. But Kyle Gass of the second half of Tenacious D with Jack Black, two full-blown jackass liberals.
Right.
They basically they canceled their tour due to comments about the president getting a assassination attempt on him.
That's right.
And because of that, it really caused a big stir because they were over in, I believe they were in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Aussie Ace, they were get these fuckers out of here.
Right.
In fact, some of the politicians over there, they were just like, deport these guys immediately.
Right.
And Jack Black immediately came out and said, yep, we're canceling the rest of the tour. Fuck that. My partner took me by surprise. He blindsided me with his comments. I would have never said such a thing. So does Tenacious D carry on? Did this cause a rift between these two? Or was it just because, holy shit, dude, what the fuck? Look what you did.
They'll be back. They'll be back after the election.
Right, of course.
You know,
so if you have that clip,
I got it.
maybe,
I got it.
go ahead and pull that up. So Jack Black's partner in Tenacious D was celebrating his birthday on stage, and he had a birthday wish for our great President Trump.
Right. Let me hit play.
Happy birthday, dear Kyle. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, Canada. Don't miss Trump next time. of your kids. Vessel, take it backstage and cut it into pieces, please. Thank you, Vessel!
Well, he doesn't seem too upset there about it.
Nope, not in the least.
He's only
But
upset
boy-
once it got cut, once he lost
Yeah.
his gig.
Yeah, well, once the blowback hit, it was all of a sudden like, he blindsided me with this.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the cancel culture has started for the people who, again, posted things on their social media.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get social media. I mean, I know what it is, obviously, and I've railed against it for a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody needs a voice.
Nope.
Not everybody needs to be heard from. So it's not just Tenacious D bandmate Kyle Gass in the wake of the violent assassination attempt on the former President Donald Trump's life. Plenty of people took to social media to make jokes and comments, and they're reaping the consequences. School employees, a restaurant worker, a fire chief, a political aide have lost their jobs or resigned after outrage over their posts. Meanwhile, Jack Black, the other members of the Tenacious D duo, said he was blindsided as he announced he was ending the rest of their tour and would pause any plans to work with Gass again in the future. Do you believe it?
They'll be back. Of course they're going to be. What's he going to do? Well, I mean, honestly, Jack Black don't care. Kyle Gass is the one that needs it.
I understand that, but this is Jack Black speaking.
Yeah, look, Jack Black's been full of shit forever, so
Well,
I don't believe anything out of his dumb mouth.
All right, I agree, but the point is that this cancel culture is coming around.
It is, and it's unfortunate.
Well, it is unfortunate, and I agree. I agree people should be able to say what they want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But you created this. You libs have created this fucking bullshit, this cancel culture shit. Now it's biting you in the ass, and you know, the thing is Jack Black, he's not an old guy. How old is Jack? He's like in his late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, something like that.
So he's still got time in his career. I don't know if he needs the money. I doubt it. I mean, he's been in a bunch of movies. The Kung Fu Panda has been a good
King
franchise.
Kong and what he's been in big money movies.
You know, he's made. I'm assuming he's made a pretty good living.
Yeah, he's 54, by the way.
All right, so he's made a pretty good living in his career. So I don't know that he needs the money, but regardless of that, 54 is still fairly young, and he still could probably do other acting things.
Sure.
You know, keeping up with the Kung Fu Panda franchise or whatever the case may be. But here it is. It's, I'm distancing myself from my long-term partner in Tenacious D. It's like, I'm going to pause any plans to work with him ever again. You know,
the weird thing is, I think the apology hurt him more than the comment.
Well, again, this is the whole thing. Speaking of Jack Black,
yeah,
he's like, yeah, I'm not having anything to do with that guy anymore. Fuck that. You know, I'm not going to ruin my career over this jackass's comments. You know what I mean? Throwing his partner under the bus.
But you would think the Hollywood people would love that comment. They're probably like, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that the paying public, and it all boils down to the green, will go, fuck Jack Black. I'm not ever my kids are not gonna watch Kung Fu Panda. We're not gonna buy anything that Jack Black is involved with. You know, and so on. He's tarnished unless he goes, yeah, I distance myself from those comments, and yeah, I'm never working with that guy again. Fuck that. You know. So that's one of them, you know, again, scared of losing your livelihood or your viability in the industry.
Sure.
That's what it boils down to. Gass briefly complained on stage that the shooter had met. See, that's a stupid thing. He didn't complain. He was making a goofy joke is what he was doing. Wasn't complaining. That the shooter had missed, a sentiment repeated in various forms across social media in the hours after the assassination attempt. Celebrities' comments are certainly in the spotlight after the tragic incident, but regular people need to be careful about regular people. need to be careful about what they say too, even if it is meant in jest. Communication expert says joking about an assassination attempt that left a citizen dead is going too far. Is it too far? Is it insensitive? Yeah. Is it in poor taste? Yeah. Is it too far? What
I
is
don't think
too far?
there is no too far. To me, there's no too far, and I think this cancel culture is bull. I was arguing with somebody because Lord knows my fucking social media page, especially on the Seth show side of things,
Right.
was loaded with people that were like, "Oh, look at this lady! She owns a yoga studio. Cancel her! Cancel her! Cancel her!" And
Well, that's what I'm saying.
and it was
coming back around to bite the people in the ass that were adamant about starting this bullshit. And it's like, now how is that? You sow the seeds, now you reap the whirlwind, or whatever that saying is.
Yeah. But I think, and this is only my opinion, but my opinion is people that are conservative based and are trying to get people canceled are as shameful as the people that are saying stupid shit.
And that's what I'm saying. I agree with what you're saying, but the conservative base didn't start this.
No, they didn't start it, but you know what?
Now it's back to the point of, well, turnabout is fair play.
Yeah.
How do you like it, motherfucker?
I've said it a couple times, and I'll keep on saying it no matter what, because I've actually had people that have deleted comments and blocked me and everything for saying this one comment, but I'll keep saying it. If someone rapes my daughter, we're not even if I rape their daughter. That doesn't make it even.
I agree.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They fucked with us with our, trying to get us canceled with our speech. So now, na.
Yeah.
My turn? Fuck that. That's fucking childish and pussy.
Well, and I agree, but it goes back to well, how do you like it?
Yeah, but what are we, 10?
Listen, I'm not I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's the sentiment is what I'm trying to say.
Say that again and I'll push you off the monkey bars, pal.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll never be a fan of cancel culture because it's pathetic and lame.
Well, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. It's just like, you don't have to well, again, you and I are a perfect example of cancel culture.
Yeah.
As far as, because we, over the last, I've known you for going on almost 30 years.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We have received so much backlash over the years. People sending angry emails and you guys said, and I can't believe you said, and what was it? You crossed the line.
Yeah. Remember
that was the whole you crossed the line.
That was during the
United Rock thing.
Yeah, the New Orleans thing.
Yeah.
The New Orleans flood.
Right.
And I said, I made some comment about somebody floating down the street or something. I mean, it was a heinous comment, yeah, but it was a joke.
Why?
It was a joke.
Was it poor taste? Yes.
Yes.
Was it ugly? Yeah, of course. Do you have the right to say it? Yes.
Yeah. But remember their whole chat room, we're not going to participate no more.
We're going to boycott.
And did we get kicked off that station for that or no?
No.
I don't remember.
No, that was Dave Tedder.
Okay, so
that was Tedder's station.
Yeah, so we didn't get kicked off, but all the listeners quit. We had to build our first rebuild.
Yeah, of course. You guys said shit and I don't like it. And the thing is I faced the backlash from a member of my own family due to language, topics. You got divorced.
Yeah.
From somebody who was very adamant about language and topics and content and subjects and
just could not handle who I was.
No. And it's just like, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you left the show for 2.5 years just because of that.
Yeah, true.
You pulled the plug on your participation in this show, and I still have your email that if and when someday I write a book, which
that'll be a chapter.
Your email will be in the book.
Of course, it should be.
But you pulled the plug on your participation in this show because you were receiving so much heat,
Yeah.
and your life was made so miserable.
True.
What for broadcasting and making comments or jokes or being off color?
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God! I mean, you weren't beating your wife. You weren't.
I wasn't even running around. She knew where I was every fucking Saturday.
You weren't giving her a black eye.
No.
Yeah, you were using words.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's the worst goddamn thing in the world. You used words.
That's right.
Terrible.
I was a bastard for that. That is true.
No matter how private your life is, everybody has an audience, says Karen North, a professor of digital social media at the University of Southern California and a psychologist. And there's always an audience for people misbehaving. Look at them, asshole. Fucking get him. Yeah. You know,
It's true.
he did something I disagree with.
So stupid.
I know. An instructor at Bellarmine University in Louisville, Kentucky, was put on unpaid leave over what the university officials said on Monday was offensive and an
brother.
unacceptable social media post. See, this is what I've railed against for over a decade. If you're in a position of power, authority, in a position of a notable member of a organization, why do you have a social media presence, and why are you posting your personal thoughts and feelings on it? Why are you doing that?
It's dumb.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you Twittering? Why are you Facebooking? Why are you putting your thoughts out there? Who gives a fuck?
Because I need to feel important.
No, you don't. Nobody needs to hear from you. You can have those thoughts, and Chris has made this point a million times on the show. Save it for your buddies. Go to a bar, have your drink your beers or whatever the fuck you're drinking. Go shoot a game of pool and go, you know, that fucking Trump, I hate that bastard.
Yeah.
You know, and tell it to your buddy, get it off your chest, and then go home.
Right.
But don't put it out there to where it can be consumed by anybody who chooses to read your nonsense.
Right. No, I agree.
That's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And again, social media is the biggest downfall of our society, as far as I'm concerned.
Don't disagree with that.
Yep. By Tuesday, John James was no longer employed there.
Oh.
Again, Jack Black. Well, we're distancing ourselves from John James, this esteemed professor at our university, because we don't agree with his thoughts on his social media. Hey, good luck with that, you fucker.
That's right.
You know, stupid. We have a personal friend that lost her
livelihood,
17-year gig as a very esteemed educator.
Right.
And now she's in a totally different field now.
Right.
She lost 17 years of a career because of a social media spat.
Yeah. That was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. And the excuse or the thought is, well, the things that I said were in a private chat. It's not so private when they take a screenshot and turn it into your employer.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing is private. The only thing that's private is one-on-one communication.
That's it.
If you want to have a private chat, that's the closest you're ever going to come.
This person actually won Teacher of the Year awards like 3 times.
Right.
Teacher of the Year award. Now you're out on the street because you got into a quote-unquote private chat or spat with somebody and may have said something that might have been considered racist or bigoted.
Yeah, now she's working some shit, I don't want to say shit job, but a job well beneath her experience and education.
Right.
Because, you know, you have to survive somehow.
Yeah, because of social media or the use of social media. Not because of social media, but because of the use of social media.
Yeah.
James' comments about the shooter missing were screenshotted and posted on the conservative social media account Libs of TikTok. Look at this fucker. This guy teaches at a university in Louisville. Is this the type of people we want teaching our young students?
Right.
Really? Is this the type of person we want influencing our college students? We're paying hard-earned money to send our kids to college, and this is the dreck that they have to face?
Right.
And the universities go, fuck that. We're not losing tuitions over this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Yeah, it's all about money.
All about the money. Well,
Yep.
we're not going to lose students and people not coming to our university because we got a professor here who has thoughts that would lose us cash.
Yeah.
And that's really what it boils down to is the cash.
You can slide into my DMs all you want. They won't be answered, but you can slide in there all you want. I don't answer DMs from anybody.
Right. Words and actions that condone violence are unacceptable and contrary to our values, which call for respecting the intrinsic value and dignity of every individual, Jason Sissel, Assistant Vice President for Communications at Bellarmine, said in a statement to the Courier Journal. It's like, we don't know that fucking guy. Hell, I didn't even want to hire him.
Yeah.
We knew he was problems before we started.
That's right.
Similar comments about the shootings made by other celebrities have prompted backlash too. Another post by Libs of TikTok highlighted comments made by a worker at Tupelo Honey Southern Kitchen and Bar. I go there all the time. How about you, Chris?
Every day. I used to. Now I won't
go there anymore.
No way. Bud Light serving fruits.
Yeah, but bunch of faggots.
Yeah.
Commie bastards.
Pricks.
A restaurant in locations in several states. The restaurant later said in a post that the worker was no longer employed and had violated its social media policy.
My God.
Again, social media.
Mm-hmm.
Suck a dick, social media. Others about the job included a middle school behavior facilitator in South Dakota and a Pennsylvania fire chief. In Wayne, Pennsylvania, the Wayne Business Association said its secretary resigned after a post about the shooting. Social media is the town square. Be careful what you say online. Why don't you just get offline altogether?
Yeah.
How about that?
How about whatever you're saying? If it could how do people not think? And the thing that this always cracks me up the most, just like you said at the beginning of this, it's not the dummy that's digging a ditch. That's not the guy. It's always the guy that's like the anesthesiologist at this hospital, or it's the owner of this small business. It's somebody that could really get fucked by putting their opinions out there. And they're always the ones that put their opinions out there.
I know. It's just like, keep it to yourself, Pally.
Yeah. So it's just so dumb. It's like if unless you're self-employed and rich, because if you're self-employed, you can do whatever you want. But
right, of course.
And if you're rich, you can do whatever you want. But anybody else, if you work a job, jobby job, you are risking it. And I don't care how cool you think your boss, even you. I mean, I know that's one of the reasons you're not on social media is because
I'm not on social media.
Because if you said the wrong thing on fucking Twitter and somebody at your office for some reason had a case of the ass with you for whatever reason.
True.
They could screenshot that and take it to your company and say, I'm going to file a harassment complaint unless you fire this guy for these opinions.
Right.
I feel unsafe.
Right.
And they'd have to fire you. It's so stupid to be on social media if you work a regular gig. Or it's not stupid to be on it. I mean, if you want to be on it and say, hey, here's my puppy. He's eating the fucking spaghetti dinner from last night or whatever. Fine. That's cool. If that's what you want to do. It's lame as shit. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But man, when you start putting out stuff that's really going to rattle chains, you better have infinite amounts of freedom in your life, because you're about to get cut loose.
Right.
Somebody's going to be mad. Always.
Yep. The idea that people should be fired for their social media posts has come from all sides of the political spectrum in recent years, but this time people should be able to agree some comments are inappropriate. Yeah, but inappropriate doesn't mean you should lose your gig. Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Again, I just said it at the beginning of this segment here. Is it insensitive? Yep. Is it bad taste? Yep. Is it derogatory? Yep. Could you lose your gig over it? No. Just like, well, this guy's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
All right, go about your business now. No, we have to make sure he pays the penalty.
See, I'm still of the belief that there should be, and I'm never one to call for laws. I don't want more laws. But in this one case, I would like to see a law that said something to the effect of, unless you are a spokesperson for that organization, shouldn't matter what you fucking say outside of it. If I'm at home drunk texting at 2 a.m, it should not have any impact at all on my job at the law firm being a paralegal or something.
Right. Well,
it just shouldn't affect your gig.
But the thing is the way that people look at that is, if you still allow this person to be in your employment, you agree with their stance.
Yeah, which is their assumption. How about just the fact that, and we've all worked jobs. And I'll throw this to you, and I'm not asking for an exact answer. I'm just asking for a yes or no. You've worked jobs where you've had people that were absolute fucking assholes, but were good at their job.
Yeah, they were qualified, but
yeah,
personality wise or as far as like social interactive wise, they were dicks. They were people I would never hang out with or have a beer with.
Exactly. And those people there, what did you do? You showed up, you interacted as little as you had to with that person. You only talked. I'll tell a story. I had this guy. This guy's name was Scott. He worked with me at the insurance company. I hated this fucking guy. I hated him. And he was one of my, when I became the manager, he was one of those that I inherited. I couldn't fucking stand this dude. He was just everything I wasn't. He was whiny. He was bitchy. He whined about everything. He complained about the customers. He complained about the work. He complained about the time. He complained about the breaks. He complained that he didn't get a long enough bathroom break. He was just one of those guys. Complained about every fucking thing under the sun.
Right.
To where I didn't want to deal with him at all. And, I'd go over to his desk and he'd be trying. He knew I hated him, so he was always that guy that was trying to become my friend.
Buddy up to you, yeah.
Hey, look, here's me and the kids at the monster truck thing. Don't you and your kids like the one of those guys? I was like,
cool, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's get back to work here. I
have no interest in your personal life, and I'm not going to be your friend. So fuck off.
But needless to say, if he went on social media and said, you know what, I wish President Trump would have caught that bullet right square in his fucking forehead, I don't think I should be looking to fire him over it.
I would.
I look at him as a douche.
Yeah, because I hate him, because I'm going to go, look what he said. Look what he said.
I mean, I just look at him as a douche, not as a problem for the job. He was, when it came to doing the job, he complained about every aspect of it, but he did it.
But you weren't his employer.
But I still had to deal with him.
I understand, but my point is, the employer is the one who goes, this guy could lose us some money.
Yeah. No, and I get that.
The cancel culture boils down to money.
Well, it to a degree, because I'll tell you what, you can't cancel everybody based on money.
Well,
because you get these fucking knotheads with the tattooed faces and the purple hair and whatever, and if they started out looking like human beings before they turned into a monster, and you had them work in your fucking front desk, you can't just fire them for that.
I agree.
You can't. And you should be able to, the same as if they said, you know what, I hope Nancy Pelosi dies in a fire. You should be able to. That is just as impactful, if not more. And yet you're stuck with them because the agenda is such that you're stuck with them.
Right.
You know damn well in the old days, me and you couldn't go get a job because of our fucking hair.
I agree. I mean, when I started working with my former brother-in-law, who unfortunately passed away 5 years ago, I cut my hair.
Yeah, I remember that. First thing you did was cut your hair.
I had to cut my hair. My hair was actually much longer than it is now.
Right.
But to be in the environment that I agreed to be in, I cut my hair and became a very common Joe. For the most part. And then when I, was no longer involved, I decided just be me again.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the left are lunatics one-sidedly. I get where you're going with this story, that it's, they're getting, they're eating their own, so to speak.
Yeah,
and I get that.
They're reaping what they've sown is what it boils down to.
And I just wish it would kind of go back. And I hate to sound like the old man. I wish it was back like it was in my day. But I do wish it was back like it was in the 80s and the 90s, where you judged people based on their job. You really didn't give a fuck what they said outside of their job. Nobody knew. Dude, I didn't know anybody's fucking politics until Obama got elected. I didn't know anybody's.
But again, that was during the rise of social
media, right?
And which is what I said. Social media is the devil.
It is. It's absolute cancer. It's literally ingesting cancer daily.
It is, and I agree. And it's like, and I've said this, and I made it very clear on the show. If you're on Facebook or social media, get off there. There's no reason for you to be on there. And I've talked to people face to face about this. Sure. And the first thing I always get, well, that's the way that I keep in contact with my family. It's like, fuck you. You don't
have your family's phone number?
Yeah. Again, it's like, well, why don't you just call them? Why don't you have a family reunion? Why don't you go to their house? Why don't you, whatever the case may be? But that's the way we communicate.
Well, change it.
But you use it for other things than just your family, because how would I know that you said blah, blah, blah?
Yeah. And first of all, we all have, at least most of us have, a family text string. Most of us do. Like where you just save like 3, 4, 5, 8 people, that are your family people. And when you want to say something to your family, group text.
Group text.
And when you want to do that, when you want to contact everybody in the family, you throw a group text out there.
Right, of course. But the thing is that people want accolades. They want to be noticed. They want that dopamine rush.
That's what it is.
And again, it's I want to be somebody. I was joking, or actually Taylor was joking with me last week. We went to lunch, and we were having margaritas, and he was drinking some foo-foo girl drink.
Right.
And it came with one of those little bamboo umbrella things.
Yeah, sure.
And because she's funny and she's an old soul, she held up her drink and she goes, "I'm somebody, be somebody." What's that from?
Be somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, Wasp.
The Jerk. The movie,
The Jerk. Yeah. Okay.
You get the little umbrella.
Yeah.
Drink, and it's, be somebody. Which, of course, I got the reference immediately.
Right.
He goes, "Can I get one of those little umbrellas in my drink?" It's like, be somebody. But that's what social media is. Be somebody. Look at me. I posted somebody. Like what I just said. So make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Make me feel like I contributed to your day.
Right.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean,
Get a life, you losers. Get off of social media. Get a life. You find your own happiness. Stop with the digital social media. Somebody like my post, please.
Yeah, or being excited because, holy shit, look at who followed me.
Yeah, well,
It's the keyboard player from whatever band.
I got a call from one of your former clients. You know who I'm talking about.
Starts with an R.
Yes.
Okay.
And we got into that conversation.
Yeah.
And I got into the whole about the anti-social media. And she goes, yeah, but I like the likes. You know, because she told me about, well, I posted that on social media and I posted this on Facebook. And I go, why the fuck are you on Facebook? And the answer was, because I like the likes. Makes me feel better about things.
Yeah, great.
Well, why don't you do something other than social media to feel better about yourself?
Yeah, no kidding.
Go achieve, go accomplish, go do something that makes you proud.
Yeah, I kind of thought she was on her way to doing that. No,
No, I mean, she's got things going. No, she's got things going on, but regardless of that, it's still the same, you know. Well, this is how I communicate with my family. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, no, enough of that.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
You got your family's phone number. If you really wanted to communicate, you'd give them a call.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop it with the social media is the only way I can keep up with the family.
Yeah, well, then don't keep up with them.
Shut up. Somehow I would have been able to survive.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
I mean, my brother lives 3,000 miles away in San Diego, and, you know, we keep up with each other, and I don't even know if he's on social media. I don't think he is.
Yeah, and neither do you care.
Yeah, neither, and I'm certainly not active. I'm not like daily guy. It's like, oh my God, look what I did today.
Not
Holy
like
shit.
You were about 15 years ago.
No, I've long said, dude, I'm on it because I have to have it for the business pages.
Right.
But the only shit that I post on my personal stuff anymore is, here's what's going to be on the show, whatever show it is, and here's some music I'm listening to, and that's it. That is it. I don't go into a whole lot of anything else. At least I try not to.
I cannot tell you how many calls a week I get from people who say, I saw this on Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
And I'm just like, you know what? You're just going to get scammed.
Yeah.
You're going to get scammed. Well, this was on Facebook Marketplace. I said, get off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Go to something respectable, like Craigslist.
Yes. But people are quoting me things that they saw on Facebook Marketplace,
right?
Which is what they're telling me that they saw is like completely ridiculous. As far
you could buy a brand new car for $3,000.
Exactly. Like, okay,
right.
And you help me with a situation with scamming.
Right.
It didn't involve necessarily social media, but something that is fraudulent. And there's a lot of fraud out there. Somebody always trying to get your money and fool you.
Yeah.
And that's what social media, especially Facebook, is the biggest fraud out there.
Yeah. See, I'm going to agree with bullshit detector here. If you guys have your social media to follow the pages, individual pages, that's one thing. Fair enough, if that's what you use it for. But if you're posting, if going back to what we were talking about, if you're posting, well, fucking, I hate Mitt Romney, he's a real cunt bag, you know, well, then that's no longer the truth, and that's where you get into trouble. You're not going to get into trouble saying
for problems now.
Yeah, you're not going to get in trouble by having a Facebook page and looking it up and saying, holy shit, there's an interview with the guys from Anthrax or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to cause you any problems. Jeez. As far as I'm concerned, you don't need to follow. I'm going to put that back up for a minute. You don't need social media to know who I fucking interviewed. Go to either chrisaiken.net or Classic Metal Show page. All of them are there before they're on social media. Stop it.
Yeah. Go to the source, not some third-party bullshit garbage.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to things like wishing somebody died, there is nothing more horrible than making public statements about that. Social media removes the social cues we get from typical interactions. If you start to make an inappropriate comment or joke among work colleagues, for example, you might notice them cringe or look away and then apologize and walk back what you said. When you post something online, the reaction comes later, North said. The desire to be the first to share an idea with your circle might prevent you from asking yourself whether you'd say this in an audience or whether you should just kept it around the dinner table or at the bar with your buddy, as Chris always says.
Mm-hmm.
With immediate family. And remember, the cardinal rule of social media, once it's out there forever.
Yeah. That's right.
Social media has become the town square, she said, where people are put in the stocks and held out there to be humiliated because of their actions. So there you go.
When did Facebook become the site to have to see wild animals rip each other apart every 2 minutes? When did Facebook become ogreish? First of all, do not bash on ogreish. I used to visit that page all the time.
I know, you used to be a huge fan.
I was a big fan of the ogreish. Now, that being said, Facebook to me he must have different followers than I do, because I don't see a whole lot of the animal behavior on Facebook. I see it on Twitter. Maybe that's because I follow Anthony Cumia and he goes out of his way to post 100 times a day of, look at this black guy acting like an idiot. Look at these black people. It's all black people acting like fools. But he posted 100 times a day, and then there's 50 other of his followers that post right behind him. So, but I see the bad behavior on Twitter every day, which to me is entertaining. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, and again, thank God Elon Musk bought that fucking thing out, because Elon Musk is a free speech advocate, and he goes, okay, here it is. Here's your town square. Go at it. Whatever happens to you. But I'm taking you off. I'm banning you from Twitter, for your behavior or your posts or whatever the case may be. And just how it goes.
Right.
And
by the way, did you
go ahead?
Good.
I agree with you that you can have your opinions and thoughts and stuff. It would not be prudent for you to post it out there.
Right.
I agree with your right to have your thoughts and voice your opinion and all this and that. But your opinion and your thoughts don't always jive with everybody else's thoughts and opinions. Sure. And no, not everyone thinks like you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm well aware not everyone thinks like me, which is why this is my show. I started this almost 30 years ago. It was my vehicle, as it were. I'm going to use a Randyism. Use our vehicle for your own promotion, whatever the case may be. But regardless of that, you tune in voluntarily, mind you, to hear what Chris and I have to say.
Yeah.
If you don't like it and it's not your cup of tea, I would expect you to go listen to Eddie Trunk or whoever it is that, aligns with your thought process. But you listen to us. We don't say, this is how you should think. No, Chris and I just give you our thoughts, what goes through our heads at the moment, and then we move on. And that's it.
We don't get, and really, we don't care if you like what we say.
Again, we don't
give a shit.
Because you can accept it, or you can form your own opinion and not listen.
Sure. By the way, I gotta show you this video. Have you seen this road rage video this week?
From Anthony?
No, it was on one of Anthony's things. It's only 10 seconds.
He commented on it for about 9 or 10 minutes, which he had very prudent thoughts. And this coming from Anthony, who, granted, he's not a tremendously old guy, but he's way more advanced in his calm thought process than he was 15, maybe even 20 years ago, when he was kind of a wild guy.
Yeah, he was.
And he's kind of had time to sit back and reflect a little bit.
Right.
And he did about a 9 or 10 minute video on this, which I watched, and was very compelling. His very well thought out commentary on this.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it, it's really
I'll
good.
play it.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
go
the
ahead.
Anthony thing, but just the road rage thing.
Yeah. But he talked about this in depth and gave his very cerebral viewpoint on it. And I was just like, I couldn't agree 100% more than what you just said.
No. I'm all for this. The guy in the car shooting the other guy.
Yeah, I am
It's
too. But Anthony spells it out exactly how it happened, why it happened, and understandably why the end result was what it was.
Yeah, I would do the same exact shit. If somebody point a gun at me, I'm shooting them.
Yeah.
I ain't waiting. You know, it's that whole fuck around and find out thing.
Right.
You know, but yeah, let's check this out real quick. Gun up, bang. There you go.
There you go, right in the face.
Absolutely.
That was the end of it.
That's how you fucking solve that.
But if you want to see it, you go look it up. Anthony Kuma talks about the road rage incident, and he spells it out exactly why the end result was what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very astute in spelling it all out. And you go, yeah, I kind of understand why this guy caught a couple of bullets in the cranium.
Yeah, I would do the exact same shit. Exactly. If somebody comes at my car with a gun, I'm ready to. I'm shooting.
Right.
I'm not waiting. I'm not hoping it doesn't turn in. I'm shooting.
Yeah. This guy is approaching my car in a road rage.
Yeah, with a gun. He punched the door.
A gun. What am I supposed to do? Just sit there and wait for him to react?
Yeah. Wait for the counselor to get here to talk him down? No. Fuck that. Yeah, again, that was the whole fuck around and find out. Fuego, that was in Indianapolis.
Yeah, just south of me, about 135 miles.
Yep. So.
Well, I'm going to go with Jim Norton with eatabullet.com.
Well, that guy did. He had a nice dinner of bullets.
Yeah. He had bullets to spare.
Yes, he did.
Down he went and out he went.
That's right. Good night. Good night. And it sucks that he's dead, but come on.
To use a YouTubeism, he unalived him.
Yeah, I'm about tired of that.
I know, it's so stupid.
Is that another one of these things? Does YouTube not like the word kill?
Yes, it's a way of getting around the YouTube censors. He just unalived him.
So now you're not allowed to say kill on YouTube?
No, you're not allowed to say kill.
Wow. All right. Well.
So look at this guy flagging everybody with his gun, and he unalived somebody.
Unalived him. Well, I expect you guys to change the way you call the show now. Hailing unalive. That's what I expect to hear.
But yes, that is the way to get around the YouTube censors, because look, he just unalived him.
This is another one that fucking annoys me too. Oh, not that one. This one.
Yeah, a pew pew.
A pew pew.
Yeah. You're not allowed to say gun. There you go, demon.
Ventilated his skull.
Right, of course. It's like Randy O. He ventilated his ball sack.
Yeah, I agree. He expended about $4 worth of rounds?
No, if he had a 9mm, it was probably 50 cents.
Yeah, well,
I think they're about 33 cents a piece or something like that.
Probably wants that money back.
Yeah.
No. Well, hailing unalive, pal.
Yeah. A pew pew. He brought a pew pew with him.
That just burns my ass. What are we, 2? Are you playing with your pew pew? Oh,
yeah.
Fucking faggots. Just say
this
it.
Is
Fuck
the world
YouTube.
we live in, because words hurt.
That's why we're not on YouTube right at this moment.
Yeah. So
because we ain't playing that nonsense.
I agree. Garbage.
I don't know the answer to this, Pedal. I really don't. Because I don't look, because I don't care.
And I'll tell you the reason why there isn't it. Because it changes every fucking day.
Probably true, yeah.
Every day. That's why we're getting bans on videos we did 12 years ago. We had to remove this video because you said this. It's like, we said that 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's not relevant today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have no idea if there's a list, and I really don't care. I don't look at it. YouTube to me is unimportant. I throw the videos up there, honestly, because I don't have to do anything.
If they can pass muster, you'll throw them.
Yeah, if I know we're talking about something that they'll for sure ban, I just don't even bother. But the truth of the matter is I push the videos live on the various things on Monday or every day of the week at noon. Like, instead of just uploading it to like Facebook or whatever, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, I push it live to those platforms. And if it goes, it goes. If it gets shut down, it gets shut down. I don't care. I don't really give a shit. And, it's only there for the fucking tool bags that are too lazy to go to Rumble. If you're stuck on YouTube, well, you get what you get. And if that means it's edited or, because they're constantly, that's the new thing they're doing to us. They're constantly cutting out segments of our show. Have I told you about that?
No.
They cut out segments of our show under the guise of copyright.
Okay.
Even though I know for a fact we're within fair use. And I used to protest it, like I used to appeal it every time to try and save the video. Now they give me an option to just trim it out. And since I really don't give a flying fuck about YouTube, I'm like, go ahead, trim it out. If you want to watch a shitty version of the show, that's on you.
Right.
The real version's on Rumble. We say it all the time. If you want to watch the real version, you go to Rumble. You want to watch this edited shit version of it where we're saying, oh, check this music out. And then we're back. What'd you think of that, Neely?
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They trim it out so that it's absolutely fucking terrible. But there's still 500 to 1,000 people on every single segment that watch these dumb segments. So I'm like, okay, well, then you guys can watch the shitty version. I don't care. Whatever. It's just like watching the old TV shows. Remember when you watch an old TV show?
Words.
Yeah, and you'd be watching The Sopranos or something, and you'd be like, you flying flipper flopper.
Yeah, you froofing. They say,
you son of a biscuit. What are you doing?
No froofing way.
Yeah. I don't give a gosh darn what you think.
Opie and Anthony did that years ago where they had people take, classic scenes from like Sopranos or movie or something that had a lot of profanity in it and change the words.
Right.
Remember? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that. It was fun.
Yeah, and they edited out the real words and they put in, I think, like E-Rock and those people, all their editors put in, other words.
Yeah. Dag nabbit.
Dag nabbit.
I'm with Foreheady in this. I would switch to Rumble full time. I'm more and more moving to Rumble, and I'm so happy to see that there's like normie content finally hitting Rumble. It's taken a long enough time, but there is quite a few like movies and
but YouTube has been around for over 20 years, and Rumble's been around 5?
No, believe it or not, Rumble's been around since 2013.
Really? Okay.
And just nobody knew about it.
10 or 11 years, but
it's been active. Like everybody's using it for about 3 years.
But the thing is they're not sponsored by a behemoth like Google.
Yeah, no, not yet. I'm hoping never, but I'm hoping they become the $1 billion company and they don't have to sell out for sponsorship.
Right. But it's up to people to go there and view the content and make it a popular website.
Yeah. Well, that's why and again, not that our show means dick to Rumble, it doesn't, but I always say that our video home is Rumble. That is where I put stuff that I care about. I put it on Rumble, and I always will promote Rumble first. I will not promote fucking YouTube ever. I'll never drives other hosts that I do shows with crazy. Yeah, because I'm so adamant against YouTube.
Well, YouTube is not our home. We are an uncensored show.
Yeah. Well, and with the other shows, my attitude is, well, you guys aren't the ones that got fucked by YouTube. You want to put it on YouTube? Go ahead.
But your other co-hosts are willing to capitulate.
Yeah, I'm not, and I
And
won't.
I'm not either. And I'm not either.
Yeah, and I won't on those shows either. Be honest. I mean, I've been asked to tone it down, and no, not doing it. I can't. I can't.
But you can't. You don't have to do those shows, and it doesn't do anything for you outside of the satisfaction of doing a show.
Yeah, I mean, but the reality for me is I can't be entertaining and funny and fun if I'm looking to stumble over my words to not say those words.
If you have to carefully choose what you're going to say.
If I can't say cunt, if I have to say that stupid freaking,
that froofing cherub.
Yeah, and automatically you lose. You lose the spontaneity, the line, the funny, the emotion, whatever it is. You lose it when you try to stumble through it.
Well, you know who taught me that?
Who?
Blackie Lawless. When I interviewed Blackie Lawless, which like you with like a John Anderson or something was a huge thing for me at the time.
Sure.
He explained to me that using the word fuck was very important to put it in the right place.
Sure.
For maximum effect.
Right.
And that was the whole thing. It's like, well, you can't overuse a term because then it becomes homogenized.
Right.
You hear it too much. But if you strategically place a word that is, for a lot of people, you just use the word cunt. For some women, they are taught somewhere along the line that if they ever hear that term, that they need to go ballistic.
Yeah. True.
It's not, they don't go ballistic because of the word cunt. Somebody told them that if you ever hear this, you need to react violently. Because if they didn't ever hear the word before and somebody used it in front of them, they would go, what does that mean?
Right, sure.
But somebody along the way said, if anybody ever says the word cunt to you, you need to just blow your top.
Right.
You know what I mean? Same way with fuck. Fuck was like the coup de grace of swear words when you and I were growing up. You never say fuck.
No, you really didn't say shit.
Well, shit was fairly mild because you could actually find that in like, I don't know, like an encyclopedia or something.
Sure.
But typically you couldn't find fuck anywhere.
Yeah, right.
You know, and to use that was a one of those. And then when cunt became popular, probably in the 80s, would you say in the 80s was
whenever the Clash and whatever came, because that's where it all the Clash and the Sex Pistols
70s.
doing it at interviews.
Yeah, late 70s.
Yeah, because it came from England. It came from those interviews from those rock guys.
Okay, so but then that became like a really taboo thing. And then, of course, like I said, if you said that to a woman, it was, they just get all freaked out, and just go fucking nuts because you said the word cunt. Yeah. I mean, you called my sister a cunt here on the show, and her husband still brings that up to this day, and that was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And your partner, that fat fuck, he called your sister a cunt, and you didn't even stand up for her, and you didn't. It's like,
what were you gonna do?
It's like, who gives a fuck? He actually brought that up a year ago.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, get over it. Get over it.
Still didn't mind the hookup I got him, though.
No, of course not. Fucking hypocrite. He's a cunt. How's that?
Wow. Well, I think your sister and Officer Jim are wonderful people, and I have nothing against either. I really don't. In the heat of if I remember right,
it wasn't even a heat. It was
like a joke.
It was banter, is what it was.
She was attacking at me, and I attacked back, but it was like in joking.
It was, and I knew you, and you go, well, if you wouldn't be such a fucking cunt, but blah blah blah, and it was just in your Chris Aikinism.
Yeah.
It's like, I still can't believe you still are partners with that guy. Like, shut up.
Well, again, I just thought it was us fucking around.
It was, in my mind, it was, and to still hear the backlash 8 years later, and you didn't even stand up for your sister, and it's like there's nothing to stand up for. She's a grown woman.
Yeah.
She engaged in this back and forth banter. She needs to reap the consequences, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't give two shits, and because of that, I haven't spoken to either one of them in over a year.
Jesus Christ. Over.
So I'm done with that bullshit. I'm
Yeah.
sick of it.
Wow.
It's like, grow up, grow a pair. Stop being such a cunt, both of you. How's that?
See, you broke up Chicago. I broke up the Neelys.
I know. That's the way it goes.
I guess. Jesus.
And I don't care. I don't feel bad about it in the least.
So I'm just amazed. And again, you don't have to get into this if you don't want to, but what did they say after the Francis thing? Were they okay with that, or were they well, we just got to deal with that fucking asshole to get this, or what?
No, it was just like, well, that was pretty cool. Kind of groveling almost.
Because I mean,
the thing is, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It came back at me as just because you have certain hookups and certain friends, and that doesn't make you so cool. Again, it's just like jealousy is what it is. It's jealousy.
Was that what we were doing? Was we were trying to be cool?
No, it wasn't a matter of trying to be cool. It's just like everything works out for you just because you think you're this and that. Again, it's just like
that's a big read.
I know.
That's when, the reality of that was you happened to mention to me that your brother-in-law was a big fan of mafia stuff.
Right.
And I said, do you want me to hook him up to meet Michael Francis?
Yeah.
That was it. There was no backdoor. Well, maybe this will get him to stop being mad at me.
Of course not.
It was just like, oh, I can probably make that happen.
Yeah, of course, because they were going anyway.
Yeah, and I was like, well, we can make that work.
Sure.
And that was the end of it. There was no thought behind. There was no, well, look at how cool you're going to look.
There was no pretext in like, well, this will win me brownie points.
Yeah, there was none of that.
It's like, hey, man, I got something here that I can share with you. If it means something to you, here, have at it. Just like
come on.
Just like you did with Seth tonight, hooking up with
Pearson.
Same thing.
Absolutely. Same exact thing. Seth wanted to go. I threw a text. I got one back. Go ahead. That's it. I didn't think about that tonight and go, how can I parlay this to take more control of the Seth Williams show?
Well, see here, and I'll just kind of pull back the curtain while we wrap up this segment. But
yeah.
The blowout that I had last summer was, look at how you dress. Look at the car you drive.
So
look
what?
At the people you hang out with. You just think you're so much better than everyone else. That's what I got.
Because of the car you drive?
Yeah, because of the car I drive, what clothes I wear, the people in the music industry I know, things that I've done, whatever, and that makes me so much more better than everyone else.
So basically, you're not doing what I'm doing, so you're wrong.
No, it's just like, because you have opportunities that most people don't get, somehow you are elevated, or somehow, I don't know what it was.
Guess what? Those opportunities didn't just happen.
That's my point.
They happened from doing a lot of fucking work.
30 years to get to a point. That's what it is. It just didn't come to me.
Yeah.
It's something that came with the territory, as it were.
Yeah, it's like, of course, the longer you do anything, the higher up you raise in it.
Right, exactly. But because of the success, or because of, what if you want to call this a success, but because of the opportunities that have come my way because of my involvement, somehow now I'm too good for everybody else.
All right. Well, whatever.
Let me just share the drippings among the poor.
Yeah.
I wonder what the poor people are doing today.
Well, I wish your sister and Officer Jim nothing but the best.
I'm sure.
I tried to be nice about it.
I know, and I've tried to be nice too. In fact, I was so nice that I paid for the entire weekend last year, and they fucking blew it out of the water.
What do you mean? I do know what you mean. Yeah.
I paid for the entire weekend, hotels,
Right.
food, entertainment. I paid for it all.
Right.
And you know how I got paid back? They packed up the day after they got there and left.
Oof. Ouch. Ouch. That's bullshit there.
Yep. So I wanted to treat them to a nice 3-day weekend, and they left after one evening.
Because of what?
Because of the comment that I made to a fuckhead in an elevator. Do you recall what that was?
No, I don't.
We went to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Which is my favorite place to be.
Yeah.
And I had taken them there before, and they commented how much they enjoyed the experience and really enjoyed it, and this, that, and the other. And I hadn't done anything with the family in a while. And, I thought, okay, I got some time. Here's what I'm going to do.
Right.
I booked us all rooms. I paid for it all. Booked us tickets to go see Pirate Game. Booked us entertainment. All this. This cost me couple of grand,
right?
All in. Took my nephew, who I'm very close with. He
absolutely
listens to the show like
Sal.
Well, yeah. I mean, he loves the show,
right?
And I appreciate that. So we went to Pittsburgh, and they came later in the day. We went to one of my favorite restaurants and all this other stuff, and I thought we were having fun. And long story short, when we were heading up to the rooms in the hotel, we were in an elevator, and me with my goofy sense of humor, I'm standing next to this young kid. He might have been 20, 21 years old. He wasn't a child. He was a grown man. Big old mask on his face, cowering in the corner.
Okay.
And I said, "Nice mask, dude. I'm sure Dr. Fauci would be proud." That's all I said. That was it? That was it.
Oh, my God.
Put Officer Jim through the roof.
Why? Because he had COVID before?
Yes.
All
you
right.
think this is a fucking joke? How dare you? What gives you the right to say something like that? How dare you embarrass a kid like that in an elevator in public?
Oh, stop.
But that's what started it all.
Wow.
I know, because I made a goofy joke.
Okay.
That was it.
I'm mad at you too now that I've heard that, because I had COVID too. And I almost died. Me and Officer Jim share that, and you fucking laughed at it.
Right.
Dude, get over it.
Seriously.
Anyway,
that's what started it.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that now. I just kind of forgot.
So by early morning, they packed up and left.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess for next time, take Taylor and Sal.
No, there's not going to be ever a next time.
Well, I mean, if you ever try to do a thing.
Oh, yeah. Well,
take Taylor and Sal.
I'll always take my nephew. I'll always take Taylor.
Right.
Because I went there a few weeks later with Taylor.
Right.
Best time I ever had there in my life, and I'd been there many times.
Sure. Unlike the other one.
Yeah.
The silent treatment on the way back.
The one who ruined that whole thing. and the thing is when I do something, if I take somebody somewhere and I'm willing to foot the bill and share my passion with somebody who says that they share the same passion and they totally fuck it up, never again.
Yeah, well.
Never again.
You know my opinions on that.
I'm a very generous person, and I'm not blowing my own horn, but I'm a very generous person. But the minute you fuck me, you are done for life.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one there, I still can't believe you brought her home. I understand why, and we've been through that. We don't have to retry that one, wow, she was a cunt. Holy smoke. That's a cunt on a cunt level. And I didn't like her when we dealt with her at
I know you didn't.
At Melodic Rock either. She was cunty to me and Kelly for no reason.
I know.
For offering to get her a drink. And not knowing her history of
alcohol
DUIs or something.
Yes, exactly.
And she was like, "How dare you? Don't you know?" Whoa.
I don't know you. I just met you.
It's like I met you an hour ago.
Wasn't aware you were on the wagon. How would I know?
I'm going to the bar getting a drink. If you don't want one, just say no.
I'm just offering everybody a cocktail. If you don't want one, just say, "Oh, no, I appreciate it, but thank you."
Yeah, I could sure get you a Pepsi too, whatever.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, people always project their issues on everybody else.
Yeah, I know.
But I will tell you, though, and I know this, I know you already know this, but I will be very kind to you, but the minute you fuck me, you are dead to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's plenty of those. There's a long list of dead bodies in your wake.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Because I have just cause to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you cut them off like
flipping off a light switch.
Like Dahmer to a gay guy's head.
That's it.
Done.
Off with your head, faggot.
That's right.
All right, let's get out of this segment. This was a good one, though.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was a good one. All right, well, we're going to get into the paid segment here. You know, the one that you guys throw your $5 shekels toward us.
That's right.
Every month. And so if you aren't a paid subscriber to our locals, tell them how to join, Chris.
Just go over to classicmetalshow.locals.com, follow us, click the little like button or the subscribe, and pay your little fees, and you're all set. It's quick and easy.
$5 a month. It's less than a Starbucks venti extra hot mocha.
Yeah, or $55 for a year.
There you go. All right. Well, I will let you pick a tune. So what shall we hear?
How about if we just annoy Jackal and everybody else with a little lynch mob? How about Dogtown Mystics from the Brotherhood?
Okay.
Let's listen to that album this week. It's a good album.
Dogtown Mystics?
Yep.
Okay. See here. There it is. All right, I got it. All right. Well, again, I got maybe a couple more slots. If you haven't got a request in yet, you can get a request at theclassicmetalshow.com. And again, if I have time, I'll get it in there for you. So here it is. It's the Lynch Mob with Dogtown Mystics exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
The Classic Metal Show and Chris Aiken Presents are proud to call Rumble our official video platform. No more being censored by fucking YouTube and other big tech platforms. All segments of The Classic Metal Show and Chris Aiken Presents are available now on our Rumble channel. Follow our channel at www.rumble.com/c/CMS. Want it on your TV? Just install the Rumble app on your Roku, Amazon, Apple devices, and most smart TVs. We have the other shitty platforms for the lazy people, but why watch it censored when you can see our shows the way they were meant to be presented? Subscribe at www.rumble.com/c/CMS or search The Classic Metal Show on the Rumble app. Let's